Today I'd like to talk to you about molding planes. Molding planes are a focus of our business, and we have a large selection of them online. But they're also a personal interest of mine, you might even say a passion. One of the things I've found lately though is that people are coming to us more and more wanting sets of hollows and rounds and pairs of snipe bills to create moldings. And that's why I decided to create this video, because I think there's a lot of misinformation flying around, particularly on the internet, as to what to get and how to get into molding planes. Hollows and rounds, in my opinion, are not the way to go. There's a steep learning curve and they're time consuming to use. If you want to recreate a particular molding for a piece of antique furniture, something unusual, sometimes they are the way to go, but for the most part, especially if you're building furniture from scratch, you don't need to match the molding exactly. You're so much better off with dedicated molding planes. This plane is representative of antique molding planes. This particular one was made by Hindmarsh. It's English, roughly 1790, so it's over 200 years old. Why don't we actually use one? Notice how I'm bringing the plane back in contact with the work. A lot of people would argue not to do that because you're rubbing the blade over the workpiece and effectively dulling the blade. However, when I first started cutting moldings, and I was doing it the more common way, which is go like this, bring the plane back, and I attended a seminar given by Frank Klaus, who's one of my heroes in woodworking. I mean, the man, if you don't know him, he is one of the most gifted woodworkers of our time. And he's also a true gentleman, willing to share his knowledge with anybody wanting to learn. Anyway, Frank pointed out to me, you want to hold the plane, because these lines on the front are called spring lines, and you want those spring lines to be vertical. So you're holding the plane at the right angle, and if you vary that angle, you really ruin the molding. And Frank pointed out to me that the best technique to keep that is to keep that angle fixed and move the plane back and forth. And of course I said to him, well, I'm going to dull the blade doing that. No, it's wood. The blade's intended to cut wood. Yes, doing it like that will dull it more quickly than doing it back this way, but the trade-off is such that he felt this was a better way, and I've mostly done it his way since then, and I have to say I've gotten good results, and I don't feel like my blades are getting dull any quicker. Because it's not like when you pull it back, you're bearing down on it real hard. You'll notice the plane is not cutting much at this point, and that's because the depth stop has started to contact the workpiece, and once the depth stop is touching the work in all spots, the plane ceases to cut. Unless, of course, you change your spring and start coming down, which is a common neophyte mistake. I'm warning you so you don't get caught in that trap. Keep that angle fixed, and when your depth stop touches, you're done. Now, since we flipped this board around, we were going the wrong way on this one. So there is some tear out on this, but it's not too bad. And there you have the old OG molding. This one, of course, was the one we did with the Liberty plane, going in the correct direction for the wood, so it gets a little bit better looking molding as a consequence of that. And that, in short, is how to use molding planes